I can't wait to hear the comments on this. I know I have several severe thoughts of my own.
Severe.
The movie review. I had not seen it either.
Yeah.
So this was the first one I had never seen. The Predator from 1987. Do you want to give us some fun facts? I know
You got
you
some
have
facts?
you always have the background on all this.
No, I mean, so this was my pick, and I picked it solely because I watched it growing up as a kid, so it's nostalgic.
Very nostalgic.
That's nostalgic to me. And out of every alien that's ever existed in film, the Predator is by far my favorite. It's an awesome,
He's pretty cool. I like him now. He's cool.
awesome character. There's some movies that are good, some that are bad or whatever within the franchise, but in terms of like just the character itself, like the backstory, everything about the Predator is awesome. So
I will say I'm interested. I kind of want to watch more Predator movies because I want to know more about the Predator himself or that species.
what do you want to know?
The first one I ever watched that I can remember was Alien vs Predator. That was a dope one.
Because the Predator's the good guy. He's on the human side in that one. I want to say
In Alien vs Predator,
yeah,
yes.
versus the alien.
So the purists of the Predator fans will have problems with Alien vs Predator. There's two of them because they're made by the people who made the Alien movies.
Oh,
So they're not. They're technically based for. They're called xenomorphs. That's what
Gotcha.
the aliens are called.
Yeah.
Predators are called Yochas from the planet Yocha Prime.
like ESPN 8.
Yeah.
The Ocho.
So that's kind of the problem with those two. I personally think they're cool.
Not sure you can say that on air, Bob.
No, I like both of those. The best, one of my favorite, the original's my favorite. You can't argue with, well, you can if you want, but that started everything off. But then Prey that came out in 2024, I believe.
Oh, really recent.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is sweet. That's a really good.
Do I have to watch the other ones to get this one?
No, and that's the great part about the Predator in general. None of them are really tied to each other except for Alien versus Predator, but that's
I might give that one a go.
Yeah.
Because I liked Alien vs Predator. I remember I was a kid, but I thought it was cool.
if you were to come to me and say like, "Hey, I want to watch Predator, but I don't want to waste my time watching all of them," I would say watch the original to say you culturally.
And then I'd walk
Yeah.
back
Get
to you
it.
and I'd say, why'd you make me waste my time?
And then I would say go watch Prey, and then I'd also say watch the 2010 Predator.
How many are there? Is there one Predator 2, Predator 3? Like what is? I don't know.
Yeah, there's one and two. The one with Danny Glover is the second one, and then the Alien versus Predator was next, and then Alien versus Predator 2, I think, in the 2010s. Predators, I think, is what that one's called. And there's a 2018, I believe. That's when they fight the. I think that's I don't remember what that one's called. But then there's Prey, and then there's one coming out here late this year or early next year. It's called Predator Badlands. So,
Dude, the Predator's costume, his helmet with the dreads goes hard.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
When he takes off his helmet,
yeah,
the special effects on all that thing is sick.
back then, yeah.
Oh, it was. That is nice.
So there were
He's
a lot
one
of.
ugly
You have to look up.
mother effer.
You have to look up. Maybe we can put it on here. The original, what they originally wanted the Predator to look like. It looked more like an anteater or something. The head, like if they would have went with that,
It would have sucked.
that would have been
Yeah.
the last movie. We never
Yeah.
would have heard about it again.
I also, so before we get into it, the actual movie, I saw some clips because I'll be honest, I turned it off after 54 minutes and I was like, I can't watch this anymore. And then I tried to find the Spark Notes version of the movie. Like someone can like give me the clip notes on this.
Yeah.
And I couldn't, but I did watch some background information on it on accident. The director did not want Jesse Ventura. They did not have him in shots together with Schwarzenegger because Ventura is so big.
Yeah.
He was like 6'5", something. Look, I'm huge.
Yeah.
So Schwarzenegger's the guy.
Yeah.
He's like, we can't outshine
Yeah.
the star with how big Homeboy is.
Gotcha. That's interesting.
I also didn't know the whole time. I was like, because you said he's in there. I'm like, which one is he?
I had exactly the
Couldn't
same.
figure it out.
You know which one
I
Jesse
felt I was
Ventura
like, yeah, which one is? I looked at the IMDb. I was like, oh, he was that guy.
Speaking of
Yeah.
IMDb, speaking of
MTV
IMDb,
shirt.
Yeah.
the guy that pulls out the knife, that gets like takes his shirt off and he's got the knife.
Billy.
Yeah.
That dude is the guy that gets shot in Training Day. I'm pretty sure. And if not, they got the same exact voice. You know the old guy that got shot in Training Day? They took all his money.
No, it's not him.
Are you sure?
100%. Yeah, that's not him.
Well, they sound the exact same.
Yeah, he's got that deep voice or whatever, but yeah, that's not him. But that dude in real life he's dead now. There's several guys that passed away since. Oh my gosh, the dude from Rocky, black dude.
Apollo Creed. That's all I know.
Yeah, how do I forget his real name?
I've never seen that.
What?
I mean, you as an American, you have to watch it, but it's not like,
Yeah,
dude, go run over and see. Like,
Yeah.
they're like,
yeah.
it's all right.
I have a tiger.
All right, so Dave, let's get into it.
Okay.
The actual movie.
Okay.
First thing, this gets higher than the Departed rating, I'm gonna lose it, dude.
So
No, but seriously,
I
go
think
ahead.
you need
So-
to be fair for the time it came out.
I think, yes, your point about old movies not holding up. I wasn't fully on board, but I'm pretty sure I said it's definitely a hurdle to get over. And this movie is a prime example
Dude.
of the hurdle that needs to get over as it
Everything
being an old
about it
movie.
was.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger is not a good actor in this movie. Maybe he got better. He got better as a career.
All the acting,
But it was
sucked.
just so lame. But again, maybe that was I think that was the style. I think that's what they were going for.
But also, you know what's tough is I turned it off after 54 minutes before I came back to it and finished it.
yeah.
The first 45 minutes could have been condensed down into 10 minutes. Every scene was like they were scoring it, and
Yes.
the fade out shots. and
score.
I'm like, dude,
Yes.
we get it. You're going over here. Next scene, they're in the
They're there,
They're on the
yes.
chopper. Next scene,
Yeah.
get in. But like they're in the chopper for 10 minutes talking about you want tobacco. You want. It's like, dude, we don't need. It's not like these
Same
characters have
jokes.
hella depth.
No, they have no
They didn't-
depth.
Yeah, they didn't. We don't.
They have
They're
none.
all a bunch of. It's a goon squad.
Yeah.
Going to save someone where that shouldn't be. Like, just
right.
get to it, dude.
Yeah.
There's want to show you how BA this crew bit. Look at this guy. They don't
Yeah.
care about anything. They're so tough and gruff and grumble.
So I have some takes on that too, because I definitely rewatched it and laughed just because of like
Yes.
the time it came out, right? Because it's just
Yes.
heavy action, like
Right.
the
That
scene,
was the thing, though. Is I'm like, I thought this was heavy action. We got nothing here.
Yeah.
And,
The
then I
shootout.
came back and I was like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Now we get to it. I turned it
I
off
do
too soon.
after rewatching it after all these years or whatever. One of my funniest takes that I saw in it was when they go into that camp to go
Yeah.
fight them or whatever. Like the whole time they're leading up and being like, "We wanted the best of the best.
Yeah.
we brought in the best." These dudes come in. I don't think anybody on that whole entire team ever aimed their weapon.
Nah, dude.
Nobody ever had a shoulder.
No.
Nobody
No.
looked at a sight.
No.
Bro, we're going from the hip. We're going dual
Yeah.
guns,
Dude.
We're I mean,
It was just like, it was in their
Nobody
chest, in their
aimed.
gut. And they were just like hitting, never missing. Didn't miss a single shot. They didn't get shot once. They had like, what, 100 guys in that camp?
Jesse
Yeah.
Ventura got shot in his arm, and he said he
that's
didn't
right.
have time.
That's right.
He didn't have time to bleed.
I don't
That was,
have time to bleed.
you know what? That was funny. That line was equal parts BA and extremely corny.
Yeah.
It was like both at the same time somehow.
Well, they also, one of those in that scene is they always have to have a classic Arnold like stick or whatever that
Yeah,
he says.
uh-huh.
Like he always has to have like some one liner or whatever. And literally one of them, he throws that like machete into that guy who creeps up behind him. And he stick around.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I liked when he was in the mud holding on. He didn't see me.
Yes, I was like, okay, guys, like
The
like,
mud made the predator's infrared vision
Yeah.
not work all of a sudden.
that.
Yeah.
Again, it's
a movie,
You get to
yeah.
suspend disbelief a little bit.
Come on, man.
I didn't like how, like, they think you're an idiot watching it. They show the predator scanning back and forth. He like not seeing him. Like, okay, he can't. I'm like, okay, he can't see him. And then Arnold has to tell you still. He still has to tell
he
you
didn't see
he
me.
didn't see
Yeah.
me. Just in case
Yeah.
you missed it. He didn't see me.
I will say, I give this movie a 2 out of 10. It was
A
It
2?
was bad. It was boring. It was bad. However, I do love how back in the day special effects were legit special effects. Like
Yeah, no CGI
explosions.
really.
Yeah, nothing was CGI. Like when they skinned those people alive hanging from the thing.
Yeah.
That would have scared me as a kid if I was watching it or whatever. Like now, I'm like, that's cool that looks like so real, human bodies, yada
Yeah.
yada yada. I could get down on that.
Yeah, it's very realistic.
The worst part of the special effects when they CGI'd the Predator's bullet
yeah.
going through the air.
Yeah.
Other than that,
It was fine.
I was like, special effects are pretty dope in this movie.
I mean, like the invis, like the camo was like,
cloak.
yeah, it was trash.
But like again, I'm not gonna blame him for that.
No,
It was,
for the
it was
time, that
80s.
was pretty
yeah,
decent,
I'm not gonna blame the old movie
I
for
was gonna
that.
say, I was thinking, like,
special
I
effects.
remember when Titanic came out, and everyone's like, "This is amazing," and you
Yeah.
look back now, the Titanic was garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe that was
Yeah.
the same thing.
I just don't think it's not fair to like base it on that. I think it was fine. I think that was all.
Yeah,
that was
but I'm
fine.
also not rating this movie back when I was in 19.
Yeah.
I just this is
Also-
the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
It got a 2 for me.
Also, like, my favorite part's the end, right? When he fights him, they flip the script and narrative
Yes.
or whatever. Like,
Yes.
all of a sudden, the Predator, he can't see him,
Yes.
but he can see the Predator because
Yes. That was good. I like that.
So it gets flipped
Was
on
it
him,
because
whatever.
he took his helmet off?
No, there's
what?
the mud. The mud.
The mud. That's all.
well, no, he damaged his systems. So like,
Oh.
there was a one point
That's-
he had the leaf or whatever that he had the gunpowder or whatever in. He shot it at him. Well, it sprayed like shrapnel and gunpowder and all that stuff. Well, it hit his system, knocked him out. So then he no longer was able.
Is
to
that
use
why
his
he was
cloak.
shorting out between camo and this? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then he wasn't able
I
to
wasn't
use that.
falling close enough.
He takes his helmet off at the end when he goes to fight him because
Yeah.
so Predators, like, one of the biggest things about their culture or whatever is they're all about like honor.
Okay.
And it's all about the kill, not only just like killing something,
But
because
how?
they don't kill recklessly or
Well,
kill.
Yeah.
They have a code and they have
Schwarzenegger
rules
says that earlier
to
in the
abide
movie.
by.
He's
Yeah.
like, he didn't kill him.
Yeah,
Like,
he
how come
wasn't
he didn't kill
armed.
him? He's like, he wasn't armed.
Yes, so
No
they
sport
kind
or whatever,
of they
yeah,
allude
that's
to
right.
that, and actually they can be kicked out of their culture, disbarred, if you will.
Yeah.
If
But who, like,
they
are they
shoot-
watching him? Or
some
what?
of them do. Some of them will hang out and like watch. You'll see in some of the movies, like they end up showing up, so they're like sitting around or whatever.
It's like,
and it is also it's
it's
also
fun for them. Like, let's go
it's
watch
also
our
a sport.
homie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also an honor code. Like, you're doing all this stuff, and
You're a
you're
samurai,
supposed to
essentially,
abide
from
by it.
another planet.
Yeah, but
That-
their
yeah.
whole entire culture is built upon their ability to hunt and the type of hunting that they do, when they do it, who they kill, all that stuff. So they ascend through how they hunt and who they
The
kill.
ranks.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and you can't be so. Predators can live up to 1,000 years old. So
Now,
a
did
50
you do a bunch of backstory research as you went because you loved it so much, or do they explain these? If you watch all the movies, will they explain it? No.
No, it's like Lord of the Rings or anything else. Like, you have to
You just like
You have
it, and
to-
you seek
you have
the
to dive
information.
into it.
Okay.
There's comics, there's novels, there's all kinds
Yeah,
of
yeah,
stuff. too.
yeah.
But the character itself, like I said, okay, the movie wasn't great. It was in the late 80s.
Yeah.
Like, you got to take that with a grain of
It's
salt. But it
campy.
introduced the character
Yeah.
and showed
And that character is a dope one. dude.
iconic, dude.
If I was
Iconic.
building a crew, he'd make the list
Oh,
of
yeah.
of I'm not sure what we're doing, but I would
Yeah.
like him in the back pocket.
And Predators themselves are like 7'8".
Mm-hmm.
They're 500 pounds.
Yeah.
And they have the strength and agility of like 7 or 8 men.
I'm
Like,
also
they're
a
just-
sucker for dreads, dude.
Yeah, the dreads were cool.
I know you are.
I wanted to say, I was wondering that because like he had him like by the neck, and like and
lifts
it
him.
lifts him up, and they show you how
Yeah.
much bigger he is, right? Because
Arnold's
he's
like
like up
6'2"
against
or
the wall,
6'3".
yeah, and like his feet are dangling. They do that on purpose to show you how
Yeah.
much bigger he is. And like, how does he lose the fight? How does he lose that fight?
Because he can't see.
Well, he took his time for the kill. Like, he could have just killed him right
But he
there.
wanted to like do it a
But
certain
he
way,
was-
like
yeah, I mean, he was taking his time. He was trying to be,
because he ends up hitting him, hitting that trap and like smashing him with the rock or
So
like
he-
the big
yeah.
And all the
log.
knives
Also-
that were tied to the thing.
I
Yeah,
also love, dude. Some people have crossed over with the two where they're like, dude, like, he Home Aloned him. They take all,
Yeah.
If Home Alone actually was real,
yeah. But there's
when you
just
get hit with the paint can.
so the one part I actually did like one part when Billy, not Billy, the guy with the big minigun, the guy we were talking about before.
Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, that guy's character
Yeah.
dies. Mac, right? You're
The
like
black dude.
Yeah, is like, well, yeah, one of the black guys is like
Yeah.
super torn up about it.
From 50
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Get Rich or Die Trying, by
And
the way.
I was like, I kind of feel for him right now. Like
He's sad. That's his
it was
buddy,
kind of,
dude.
yeah, like that was like the best. I think it was one of the best acting parts
Yeah.
of the movie. Like I actually felt like this was a real character.
I will. It's
Right
funny
here.
you say that. 'Cause
Yeah.
he was hiding under that bush and he saw him and he like got Apollo Creed
Yeah.
to come in the thing with him. I was literally thinking the same thing. I was like, this is the best actor of this whole movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that was, and then there was like, so that was good. It's so corny. It was like classic 80s montage where he's like, Arnold's by himself. Everyone's dead but Arnold. And he's like getting his all the stuff ready, right? He's like building the thing and
Yeah.
the music's playing. And then he finally covers himself with mud, steps up on top of this tree, holds a torch up in the air and like
Tarzan?
like,
Yeah.
like yells.
Those are
I'm like,
Tarzan out?
Legit
Oh
thought
my
he was
God,
gonna give me a
dude.
Tarzan. I was like, no way did they
Yeah.
Tarzan that.
he just
Yeah.
yells. I'm like, oh
He
my
just
God.
carried it on.
This is so corny.
But how else was he supposed to like tell him he's ready to fight?
I don't know.
Like,
But
get his attention.
it's fine. It's
Come
just,
over
right?
here.
it's just it's so corny. Like that stuff like that. That's like a major change in how movies were done. Like a major change
Yeah.
from now. Like you would never see that in a
Yeah.
serious movie.
Right. Well, we talked about it like when shows. I told you like CSI Miami, the guy.
Yeah.
He took his last newspaper route or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that just doesn't play anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I was also
Yeah.
talking about the point of like the music
Yes.
in the movie where it's
That's-
like the music is setting tense moments or whatever. It's like these dudes
Yes,
these
dude.
dudes are in the middle of a jungle in like
Yeah.
South America or whatever.
Yeah.
They're crawling through like thick bush and they're getting ready to go like fight 75 dudes and they're way outgunned, outmanned.
Yeah.
And you have music, dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun. And it's like I don't need to know that this moment is
Yeah,
tense, man.
yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm watching.
Honestly, that makes it less tense.
It almost
Right.
almost
It
like
makes it,
easier.
Yeah,
it,
the
it, it,
silence.
it takes me out of it. It takes me out of it when, because my kids make this like Guardians of the Galaxy, the movie, the Marvel movie. They play a lot of like modern songs
Yeah,
in the
like
in the
80s
show,
music and
and
stuff.
like Kai's like, I love when they play the songs.
Yeah.
because it's not as because he's like super intense. It's like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
but then like they play the song, it's like, oh okay. Like it makes you relax almost. Like the song is not. It does not.
Yeah.
Like if that song's like maybe it's like not like music, but like sound effects and like
Right.
things like that. Like you're like
Scary
locked
movies
in.
though can get you with some of that. I don't know. I haven't watched any scary movies lately, but when
Yeah.
I was into scary movies as a kid, that music, the
We
scoring,
gotta have
would-
like the tense. Yeah.
yeah,
This is more like cheesy, like
yeah,
music
right.
being played that's totally unnecessary.
Okay,
yeah.
let's put a bow on this thing.
So,
What's our scores? What are we looking like?
What else you got? Yeah, something else. Real
well, I just
quick.
want to say a couple more things about
Okay,
Predator.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Big
so-
predator guy over here.
Yes. So like
Big movie guy, huh?
you send you have to send the predator out and it becomes like a man essentially by its hunts or whatever. So a 50 or 60-year-old predator will go out for its first hunt. They're called the unblooded.
I see.
You have to kill a xenomorph, which is the alien from the movie Aliens.
Oh, okay.
You have to kill one of those to become blooded, right? So that you're in
Those
the
are
tribe.
tough.
And if after you kill one of those, then you get your
Laser mounted deal.
yes. And so we know that the predator in this movie is blooded because he has
one.
that. If they don't have
So they
that,
consider us a bigger foe.
lesser.
Wait,
Then
it has
why
to be.
wouldn't they send
Alien
a kid
is the
out?
number one.
Then why wouldn't they send the kid out to go kill a human first? Like, hey, like
Maybe it's too
your
easy.
get your beak wet.
Maybe it's too easy.
Well, it's
I guess
they-
like I'm thinking like target
go around-
practice.
I mean,
maybe I don't know.
it's like if you go to like a avid hunter's house, right? They have like a warthog, they have a lion, they have all. It's like they're expanding their trophies.
Isn't there one where they go into a ship and they see like? Isn't there one of
Yeah.
those?
Yep.
I remember seeing that in a Predator movie. I don't remember which one it was,
Yeah.
but so I assumed it was this one, but it wasn't.
Yeah. So mainly the trophies that they collect are either like weapons from the
Ah,
foe
yeah.
that
Skulls.
they capture, or the skulls. You see them take the skull,
Yep.
clean it off, or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, if don't you guys watch the first one, but now go watch either
No, I'm
2010
gonna-
or Prey.
I-
Watch Prey.
I remember.
Prey's sick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check out Prey because I mean I'm
like it.
I'm shitting on this movie,
There's
but
Native
the
Americans.
Predator is dope, dude.
So yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Like the movie Predator is like a 4, maybe at that best, like a 4.
Yeah.
But the Predator himself is awesome.
Yeah, the Predator.
So like the Predators and like all the lore that you're telling me, love all of that.
Yeah.
Love it all, but it's not in the movie.
Yeah.
We're sucking for a good backstory.
I love it. I love the
Yeah,
lore.
they could have maybe put it in there, but instead they were talking about like, hey, y'all want some tobacco before we get down there?
Yeah, but how would they do that? How would,
I'm just talking shit.
Well, at the time that didn't really exist. They're just like, hey,
Right.
we're gonna make this creature that hunts man.
Yeah.
And then after that, it turned
True.
into comic book
Cause,
novels.
true, because back then that wasn't really that popular, right? It was really a one-off movie. It wasn't
Yeah.
like the sagas that we have now. These like, crazy long TV shows and like
Is this
tons
one
of movies.
Is this one of the starters of like making?
I don't know, but I'm just saying like the lore and stuff is really popular now.
Yes.
And I'm saying I don't think it was as popular
I
as
see
then,
what you're saying.
is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it started from this movie. And that's why I
Yeah.
made you guys watch this movie, even
Yeah.
though it's older. And
No,
it
I mean-
predates all of us.
For sure, if you're gonna watch a Predator movie, it has to be this one. It has to be
Yeah,
this one.
you-
It has to be the first one.
Yeah, you can't miss the first one.
Yeah. So like I mean, all the stuff you're saying is like, oh, that's interesting. I want to learn more about that. I want to
Yeah.
hear more about that. But like
Yeah.
this movie itself, but it makes sense too. He's kind of a sneaky. They can't like. I thought they should have talked to him at the end. So when he killed, he's like dying, you know, and I thought he was gonna like do some kind of translator or something like that. I
Yeah.
thought it'd be kind of tight. Just have like a quick like
Yeah.
a conversation, like hey, like you were a worthy foe or something like you know what I mean, like that.
Something.
Yeah.
I thought that'd be kind of cool. But then he's like played the laughter.
He played back the laughter.
and
He
then just blew
records
himself
people.
up. Yeah,
Yeah. And
Which,
so they're
which
actually,
maybe makes sense too for a hunter. Like you know.
well, another thing in their culture, they have to kill themselves if they get bested by somebody.
Oh, okay.
So if they
It's
get beat by
like
somebody, and
Japanese
they-
samurai.
Yes. So they're very much so like they're basically
Harakiri.
like an alien version of if you mix like the 300 Spartans with like early century like Japanese culture.
Yeah.
Into one. That's like that's a
Gotcha.
So that's why he killed
Cool.
himself.
Yeah,
If
that
you
makes
get
sense.
bested, you don't get to go home, dude.
It's
you're
yeah, sure.
Yeah, you're
And-
done.
Yeah, and they don't want evidence that you got there, otherwise that spoils their game.
True. They want to be. Yeah, they want to be.
It's like what? Yeah, you crash the airplane. And U.S. forces blow it up, dude. We can't let
Yeah.
anyone
Sure.
else know what we got.
Yep.
Sure.
That makes a lot of sense.
The other funny part about that in the second one, they say that that explosion happened in like South America, Central America, or whatever, and it was like 25 kilometers, which is like 15 miles or something. And Arnold in like
He runs.
8 seconds, he ran 15 miles.
He
and
outruns
escaped
it.
that blast.
Yeah, he outruns it.
Yeah.
and dives.
Standard,
you know.
dude.
So that was like
Standard.
something that everybody brings up. So
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, the Predator movie, it's okay. It's not that good. It's fair, but the Predator himself, awesome.